Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spicy Divorce Party Planner Show. I'm your host, Spice, and I'm out here in Marina Del Rey, California, with my lovely co-host,
Echo Maiden, and I'm from Phoenix, Arizona.
Whoop, whoop.
Creative Storm, Gardena, California.
Hey.
Lilith from Orange County, California.
Right.
All right.
Hey. Okay, so you guys, we are about to talk about the headlines that are talking about divorces that are big topics right now. So I know people have been talking about Dr. Dre and Jason Momoa. So I'm going to start us off with Dr. Dre. I got the 411 on that. Have you guys been hearing about that as well?
No, not really. I mean, I see something surface, but not a whole lot.
Okay. Him and Nicole Young were married for over 24 years. There was no prenup.
She said, right.
What really caught my attention is that she served him divorce papers at Dr. Dre's grandmother's funeral. Ooh.
What?
Yeah, you didn't hear that?
That's disrespectful.
No.
Yeah. And I think she's claiming she didn't mean to do that, but still.
How do you not mean to do that?
She didn't. She meant to.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop.
And then there's
it makes for a headline, that's for sure.
Yeah, it sure does. And it says that she's asking for $300,000 a month in spousal support.
Shit.
Does she make more or does he make more? If she makes more than him, she has to pay him spouse support.
No, Dr. Dre definitely.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. So my understanding, she requested $2 million a month, but she was awarded $300,000 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, she's trying to get $2 million a month. And Dr. Dre, can you guys guess how much he's worth?
How much is he worth?
$800 million.
Wow. So she asked for a big number. Just like when you're trying to sue somebody, you go big because you know it's gonna come down some. So
yeah, definitely. And it
That is a one greedy woman.
It was alleged that he had 3 mistresses at least.
Ooh.
One of the side chicks is a singer, and I believe her name is April Jones. But to top it off, as they said, that April Jones, this singer, was wearing Nicole, which is Dr. Dre's ex-wife's Chanel slides in the house.
Wow.
Damn, you got to wear somebody else's Chanel slides.
As the story unfolds.
Oh, yes.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and then also 50 Cent is all up in the scoop. He called Nicole, Dr. Dre's ex-wife, a bitch. And Truly Young, which is Dr. Dre and Nicole Young's daughter, she clapped back and called him a washed-up rapper.
They got some hell of a disputes going on there.
They got some beefs going on. But the latest is what I heard and seen is Dr. Dre had pictures with him and Rick Ross, and he has balloons in the background and says divorced as fuck. That hit the Instagram like bam.
He needs to be on here with us. We need to be having his divorce party.
We need to link that up. Yeah, that's in the mix.
Right.
Sure, yeah.
Hello.
We need to get him on here. Dr. Dre. Come on. Music video with his divorce party.
Bring Shaq.
Yeah. For real, we need him on.
I'm still trying to get Shaq.
He could write his own divorce party song for our show.
Man, he could rap it and we'd be his girl, please stop it.
Yes. I know, we'd be
his own
party. With them Chanel slides.
Each of us act like a balloon. One of us say I'm, the other say D, the other say divorced as fuck. Be like, we each act like wear a shirt.
Oh, for real.
That sounds like some fun shit. That's some reality TV for your ass.
You need to link up with us. Okay, the other big headline is Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet, and I was like,
okay, yeah, okay.
I called that one a while back. I knew those two were not going to last.
Dang, I was hoping they last. I thought there was a couple
Well, then after the divorce, she ended up turning around saying he was abusive to her.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that.
All that. And it's like, why would he cheat on her?
He was so in love with her.
Yeah, she just started all this crap right after the divorce. Started all this. I'm like, no, I'm not believing her at all.
Oh, wow.
So Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear anything else about it, Echo?
No, not so much, but they are wondering about one of the co-stars, I think. I
Oh,
did see a
yes.
lot of about the other co-star.
Oh, and the Amber chick? They think that
But I don't know. I just can't. It's just so weird. It made me think that maybe she pushed him away like 2 years ago,
uh-huh.
and it just started kind of like deteriorating then, and I mean, I don't know why or anything. I don't know the whole backstory behind it, but they were saying that you could tell there was a shift in the relationship about 2 years ago.
Oh, man.
They weren't taking as many pictures together. They weren't talking about each other as much. It was like decreasing. So it was kind of like maybe dying.
And that's what I have a question, you guys. Like, a lot of relationships end. Like, I almost feel like it's almost hopeless. I mean, but no, some people are married till they die. But doesn't it feel like most of the relationships end? Like, what's the point of getting a relationship? Like, if they eventually just end, like,
It seems like the ones that last are the ones that are not from our generation. Not saying that they can't last, but we look at our excuse me, our parents or our parents' parents,
yeah,
and we think about that whole high school honey. You know what I mean? Like, you know how people get married in high school and they last forever. They go through their ups and downs together and they work it out. They have memories, good, bad, but they're there. You know what I mean? And they stick it out. Everyone's not built the same anymore. So what I will say, because I think I'm older than everybody here. I will be, because I'll be 52 in 4 days. And what I have noticed is that people are beginning to get married at a later age because the mature factor is not there. You know what I mean? A lot of things have changed, not just environmentally, but everything. And you can't blame that on global warming. That don't have shit to do with global warming. Everybody try to say it's global warming. No. This is just it's just life, and it's doing a hell of a turn. So me, like, I used to wonder, like, am I okay? Me as a personal opinion, going old by myself. Nobody wants to, but sometimes if you have to, it's okay as long as you are comfortable with yourself. Now I'm open to a relationship. That's one thing, but I'm also okay, and I'm living my best life right now. It's just not really finna get started.
Beautiful for turning 52. You look.
Thank you.
You don't look like you're gonna be 52 at all.
Girl, so I ain't finna party like I'm a party like I ain't finna be 50.
Happy early birthday.
But yeah, we gotta all make sure that we together too on that day.
Yeah,
no matter what, But I just, it's crazy. I mean, the high school sweetheart thing. I used to wish for it, but whether it's high school or last week.
I had the high school thing. I don't think you want that high school thing.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you guys was funny. Not off topic, but you know how you guys were interviewing the gentleman, Lila's friend from India?
Yes.
Today I did a Lyft today, and because you do Uber sometimes, how the conversations get going, you guys.
Yeah.
I met a guy from India, and it was so funny because our conversations, and then when he asked my age, it's like, and I told he was like, I wouldn't have thought that. He said, because I wanted to ask you out, and I was like, oh. But the thing was, just because he was telling me like what his sister had gone through, and he was out here because she was able to find love again, got married. So I told him to tell her congratulations and that type of thing. But I said, you know what? There's nothing standing in my way. I have no problem being your friend. And and it went from there. You know what I mean? So who's to say what can happen or where you might meet your next friend or your next relationship? Because nobody says it has to be more than that. You just have to be open because you just never know what God is going to put in your place, So
trust me.
And that was something totally different, So it was cool though. Things can happen.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I really believe. I don't think we have to be by ourselves, and I think it. Sometimes when we're least expecting it, like will just pop up. So I think it's bound to happen. We just don't know when it's going to happen.
Exactly.
I think it will.
Exactly.
I really do.
And I agree with you on that. You just have to be okay with being. Some people are not okay with being alone. That's where you run into a problem because they desperately start to seek a partner. Yeah. You can't do that because then you seek out the. You know what I mean? You seek out the wrong thing. So, because we all know what our potential is. We know how we love.
Energy. It's kind of like if you're desperate, you're going to find somebody else that's desperate and then work, And the thing is, too is I think the reason why relationships don't last as long is because there's a lack of accountability now.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lack of consideration,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people about themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and they're focused on themselves. They have all these boundaries, which is not bad,
Mm-hmm.
and there's behind that. But it can't be all about you if you're going to invite
Mm-hmm.
somebody into your,
That's true.
And I'm learning that too,
and
because I mean, I had to go like do some research because I don't think I'm always, but I do feel like I had to learn, you know, how to, think of the other person more than just myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we always thought like, oh, please the woman, but it's not always like that. You need to please each
Please
other.
each other.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've learned some things
yeah,
watching the videos too because these guys that usually that we date, they don't want you looking at their phone. But I was watching like this one pastor, and he's been married for I don't know, probably decades. But him and
Mm-hmm.
his wife, they know each other's passwords to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
They share each other's cell
hmm
phone. There's no hidden cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
The bank account's not hidden.
Right.
They're supposed to know where one another is at all times. So it's not, how these
Yes.
guys are like, you don't need to know where I'm at. You don't
Mm-hmm.
need to look at my phone. But he
Mm-hmm.
said the exact opposite. And I was so
Right.
glad to hear that because, like, that's what most women want. We want security. We want to know where they're at. And they make us
Mm-hmm.
feel like, oh, no, you're not supposed to. But he just confirmed that that's really where we should be at if you're with a trusted partner. So,
And the thing is, it's not about wanting to know where you are. Because the last thing I want to do, and I had to learn this too. I did. I wasn't perfect at this. The
hmm
last thing you want to do is keep tabs on a man.
uh-huh.
It's like
right.
because that man will know within himself, like, hey, babe, I'll be over here with the boys, and then you just want to leave it at that. Just like and vice versa, if you want to hang out with your girls, you just want to leave it at that, and then come back to each other, embrace each other, and go from there. You don't want to be nagging him about where he at and that kind of
Oh,
thing. Because the thing about it is,
yeah.
if he, but no,
The
if
trust,
he, huh?
that's where trust and faith come into
Mm-hmm.
your relationship. You don't have that, you don't have anything. You
But
know, you're fantasizing, or it's fake, because you should put that trust in there. You should
Well,
put that faith in your
what?
relationship. And
But
if
I'm gonna
you
tell.
that's
can't do
the thing
it,
is not everybody trusts. I don't trust a living soul on earth.
Okay,
And
wait, but
anybody in the last relationships or anything, they understand, and I always tell them the reason why I don't trust.
well, just to finish what I was saying though,
I won't
Don,
go.
that is true. What you're saying, and the thing about it too, what I was getting at is like you don't have to tell a person what they're supposed to do if they already know their place. That's what you're hoping. Using me for an example,
Mhm.
I check in when I'm not like, and it's not even considered checking in. It's just like, hey, I was thinking about you. I just wanted you to know this is what I'm doing or whatever. And that's it. Like, he don't have to ask, no matter who the person is. I just feel like my due diligence is, because why not? Because one thing for sure, if you have an emergency, you may not have that last breath to be able to tell a person where exactly you are.
Yeah.
But if they
Mhm.
already have an idea, then at least they might be able to get to you quicker. If you're lying about where you are, that could be a matter of life or death.
Yeah.
That's where I'm talking about. I'm not trying to keep tabs on you because that's making a headache for me. And if I have to continuously ask you where you are or what you're doing, that's making a headache for me and creating trust issues for me if you don't give me the answer that I'm looking for. Sometimes we set ourselves up for failure.
Well, that's why I like the
Yeah.
pastor. He said, like,
Mm-hmm.
we're allowed to know where they're at. It's not really nagging or
Mm-hmm.
something. It's just like common
Yep.
respect. Like, I'm over
Exactly.
here, I'm at the mall,
Mhm.
I'm at the barber shop. So we
Yep.
always feel like bad
Mm-hmm.
because we want to know. Well, most of us.
They
Just put
because
a tracking
the
device in the
person makes you
phones.
feel like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
What
Just
she
put
say?
the tracking device. Now, it's the actual tracking device. You can put it on each other's phones. That way, you can see if they're actually lying to you where they're at or not.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm
I
not
would
going
never
through
do.
that.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I mean, no. I think, well, I mean, that's up to you if you want to do that. And I've actually done that with an ex boyfriend. Well, it was his idea because we lived in two different states. So, like, we're supposed to
Mm.
know where each other at. And even then, that was a motherfucking lie. Okay. They had a whole other app that tells you that they're here at a certain location and they're really at another location.
It's
So if
bullshit.
you go back in one of my YouTube videos, you'll see like GPS fake.
Lord have mercy.
Once they have one application, they'll have a one that's will hinder that application.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. I'm like,
That's how people make money.
Bother?
I could not believe
Right.
Why even bother?
Yes, well, why
You
did
know,
you?
if you want to be in a relationship, my advice is, you know, if you feel like you have to be a PI to be in a relationship,
Yeah.
then it's no good.
Right.
It's no good.
That's true. That's no, seriously, because it takes a lot of energy. You want to put that energy into the positive part of your relationship. You don't want to spend that shit like it's a second job.
Because you can do better. You can do bad on your own. You don't need to have somebody adding to it. You know what I mean? Like you'll always be better off by yourself if you have to emphasize and worry about another adult,
Right.
and who calls himself but acting like a boy. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but seriously, you guys shouldn't want to put that shit. But there's a lot of good men and women out there with all ethnic backgrounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is.
It's just a matter of timing, right place, right time, that kind of thing. But to have to put all that extra stuff on it, huh?
No, I don't believe in the right time, right place thing. I think if they're the right person, it's not going to matter.
No, right time, right place, meaning if you guys don't cross each other's path, you'll never know. That's what I mean, right time, right place. If you happen to...
If you accomplish things in your life, the only way you two will actually meet and be able to see each other is when you both have each other's lives just to that point where it's like, hey, you know what? I'm set. I'm good. Then it's time for you to meet your soulmate. If you keep looking in wrong places, you go to a bar, you're not going to find your soulmate in a bar.
That's not true.
Any part of the world, and you be able to run into each other. You will know moment. I personally don't, but I know people who do. But it's like with God, He'll let you know. Okay, it's time for you two to meet. You'll know because your eyes will not leave each other.
That's not true.
You're not checking each other out. You're not looking, hey, baby, I like you in a sexual way. It's that connection. You're meant to be.
That's not true that you cannot find your soulmate in a bar.
Everybody I've ever saw who found their soulmate in a bar, they end up getting divorced.
Okay, well, I go to bars on occasion. And I'm a hell of a soulmate.
Though,
I'm a hell of a soulmate. So if somebody was to grab me up out of a bar, they got a good one because it's not about a quota or nothing. To me, it doesn't matter where you are. In a sense, it does because of how people may look at you. But you got to have a broader mind than that. If that's what your thinking is, you can't find this and you can't find that. If that's the case, you can't find it in church either. You find more hypocrites there. So you can't say where you won't find your soulmate because you don't know. Nobody knows where their soulmate may be.
I learned too because just watching videos and stuff. If we want to find a partner, like we have to work on ourselves. So that's some of the things I've learned.
Well, that's what I was trying to say too. You have to work on yourself.
I just think that you have to. I think, really, in all honesty, you have to prepare yourself. You have to be stable. And, if anything were to take place, you just have to be prepared for anything that could happen. Because my thing is that, lately or everybody just doesn't work. They don't try to work together in a way that...
In my opinion, I'm going to give my opinion. I personally don't want no one in the bar. And now I'm not saying that you can't find a soulmate.
Right.
It's good that you said that. I personally don't want
a person. Because the average, yeah.
Yeah. Just like I don't want a drug addict, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yes.
And they could be a drug addict at the house or wherever the hell. But personally, I don't want someone at the bar. And the reason why is because I don't want a person who's hanging out at the bar all the time. And that's just my own personal belief system.
What if it was a bartender? Or what if it was a waiter or the owner?
Well, that's a good point. Well, no.
Or what if it was,
that is.
What if you went to somebody's birthday party at a bar, but you've never been to a bar before and you'll never go again? You're only going because this is your friend's.
That's a good point too.
But
Yeah, but
what's amazing about that, with what you were saying, Cassandra, Storm, sorry, is that, most of the time when we do go to a bar, though, I don't know, personally, for me speaking, I'm not looking, but there are
Right.
times when you do meet somebody when you're not looking, or when you're not in a place you want to be. It's not always going to be ideal
Right.
when you meet somebody. It could be because you got in a car accident and the
Right.
person you fell in love with is the one that crashed into you.
oh,
Right.
damn.
You know what I mean? So it's there's no perfect setting.
That's all I was saying.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and to try and create something that's unnecessary, to say that's never good.
Like a blanket,
That's one
like a
person,
blanket statement, right?
Right. And that's what I took it as. Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's not, that's, and you knew this right from the start, Storm, that is not being open-minded,
Right. You're right. You're right.
So, my thing is, it's like, there's not going to be a perfect setting. There's not going to be a perfect time. You can't calculate meeting the right one.
That's true. Yes, I agree.
So, and that's where it all stems from. Anything else that's added or that's extra is all unnecessary. As long as you can be you
Right.
when you meet that person, then nothing matters. That bar is not going to exist.
Exactly.
The accident, you know what I'm saying? Nothing's going to matter but what's going on between you and the other person that you're connecting.
And I did, and two, like I said, and I don't think I'm right about everything. Anything I say is an opinion, or if I'm stating,
All of ours is an opinion, basically.
right. But and the only thing that I ever state a fact on is if it pertains to me, because I know me. If I've been in that situation, I can't fact anything that I don't know everything about. I know everything about me, so I can place facts and stand by my word if it has to do with me. I'm gonna say to Lilith, I get it as far as your point. Like I said, because I'm not closed-minded. I get it as far as your point. No, you don't want to meet, or you're hoping that that's not where you find your actual soulmate. Because the ideal thing is, you're thinking the average person that go to the bar, they looking for a hookup. You know what I mean? Like, you think the average person in the bar is probably left their wife or their husband at home, and they out here trying to, get a quickie or whatever. So Lilith, I do get that. That I do understand. That's not what you want to do, but that's for people who are in that realm, in that category. Most times, and I don't even go out like I used to. I used to go out a lot more when I was younger.
Yeah.
I welcome going out now because it's a different light. You know what I mean? I look at things different. I look at people in a different way because of experiences and things that I've been through. And I know that you never know who you might see or who you might meet. And it doesn't even have to be a hookup. It could be you networking with somebody. It could be anything. You never know what that person is gonna be, or who they are. Yeah, but no, I get it when you say you don't want to go to a bar. You too spice like shit. I don't want to go nowhere where it might be somebody that like to hang out all the time, because what's gonna happen?
I don't.
You always gonna be worried.
Well, the
Yeah.
only thing is you just can't calculate it.
Right.
I
Yeah.
just don't want a man who's at the bar all the time.
Right. And I understand. That's what I'm saying. I understand from all your, me neither. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because that makes you think, like you said, Don, when you were saying, what if it's a bartender or somebody that works there? Then you got to wonder, you got to make sure you have that faith in your partner too, because, people going to be hitting on them all the time
Just
too.
like Dana DJ, because I knew DJ guys. Yeah. They see women all day long. But I knew a nice DJ in Arizona, so he's a little different. But no, you do take that into consideration. You got to look at that person, because even if they're not at the bar, they could be drinking at the house all the time. So it's just like their lifestyle. Like, does this lifestyle go with my lifestyle? You know what I mean?
But you pick up on that right away. Like, you're able to tell. And the thing is like, you could, like you were saying, Storm, it could be a birthday party, but somebody could be drinking pop, or they're the designated driver. That is somebody that I would be interested in, because they are watching for their friends.
Responsible, yeah.
Yeah, and so you just never know. So I don't I don't really try to, I've never tried to look for anybody, but
Right.
at the token, you know, I'm not going to judge everybody just because of where I'm at.
And we're not supposed to in God's eyes. You know what I mean? We're not supposed to pass judgment.
Well, I was
It's
looking at some of these videos and they're saying like when we're trying to date or someone, like to raise our vibration, and they gave examples like dancing and just movement, which is good, like exercise, dancing. And I believe that you're a happier person when you go meet someone else. You know what I mean? Like you're working on yourself. That's one way to work on yourself. Or
Yeah, you have to be secure.
yeah, learning new skills, things like that. And plus that just
Always
kinda
growing.
makes you
always who?
more interesting of the person, I would think.
Always growing.
Yes.
Always growing.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
those are some of the things that I picked up watching other people's videos, which is helpful. Like, because sometimes like we're always working and stuff, and then I'm like, oh, I do need to exercise. And then when I watch those videos, like that's a good reminder. Like, yeah, I do need to work on this, and for different reasons, my own.
I know, I've been thinking about it too.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's one of the things that I've been really considering, because I want to get back into kickboxing.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
All that stuff is
Yeah,
fun.
it's a lot of cardio. It's very good as far as like, losing weight quickly. I mean, I used to do it in high school, in my 20s, and then
That's cool.
Yeah.
I got married.
What do you think? What do you guys think about water aerobics? Is that a good form of exercise?
Yeah.
That's something I wanted to try one day. Water
I
aerobics?
just don't know too many pools. Like,
Yeah, that's open. Yeah.
yeah.
That's hard.
Well, YMCA maybe.
I
had a membership there before.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a gym out here that I want to try out because I want to go running too. The only thing is well, I started smoking a little bit more than I wanted to.
Oh yeah, I forgot you smoked. Yeah.
And so, that really, yeah, it's like, okay, is it going to burn when I run? Am I going to hurt when I
You funny.
I don't know if it is.
I loved running though, because it takes everything out of your mind. You just run, you don't worry about anything, and you just keep going,
Be free.
It opens so much more, as far as like, just being more physical or, more fit and stuff like that.
Yeah, and even if you listen,
as long as everybody has,
even if you listen to music when you run too, just zone out.
I like to walk up and down the hills when I'm hiking. That's actually a really good exercise. It uses all the muscles in your body going up and down. You take like little weights with you, like 5 or 10 pounds, go up while you're lifting them. You actually get the whole entire body's worked out really good.
Yeah.
I actually agree with that because it's to me, because I used to do that like after a breakup, and it was a really great form of meditation for me, is climbing mountains and listening to music.
That was
That's
hard.
cool.
That was just,
I'm not a big hiker because to me it's like kind of strenuous. I'm not. I went with my friend Carrie in Arizona. I tried. But it's not my thing. I'll tell you guys that right now. I could do little ones, like.
Well, for me, it was a transfer of pain.
Okay.
Pain from the heart going into my muscles.
Oh yeah. After a breakup, I used to go to church after breakups. You know what I mean? Like if they're that devastating, like I have to go to church. I need some type of help.
Have you guys ever hiked in the Angeles National Forest?
It's been about 25 years since I've been there.
Did you do the basic hike or the strenuous one?
Strenuous.
The harder one?
Yeah. I love the challenge.
The challenge was the easiest one for me because I can't.
Have you guys been to that? What is that place out there where they have the trees? What is it called? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The park where you're going out towards the desert?
The redwoods.
No.
Are you,
What?
One of you guys should know the trees out.
oh, there's Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree. I haven't been there yet. Have you guys been there?
I
I
haven't.
haven't been there since the 80s.
I would love to go with you guys one of these days.
Is that a hike or something, or just somewhere to go?
I think it's. I don't know. I've never been there. Lil, do you know? Because you're here from here.
It's a slight kind of a walk, maybe a little bit of kind of like a little bit of hills, but not too much on the mountains unless you want to walk for several hours.
Mm,
But
okay.
We should go.
if you
guys,
feel
since we
any
live
kind
here.
of shaking, get away from the tree.
What you mean?
Joshua Tree area, because that's where the San Andreas fault line is within that
Oh.
area. So you don't
Shit.
want to be
Earthquake.
too close to
Ooh.
that part too much.
Yeah, so I would love to go with you guys one of these days. Like some.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, and we.
But you should have come to the San Diego Oaks Park I was telling you about. And I can't do like the stream one until I can finally get off this walking boot. We do a mile hike. Sometimes I go with my daughter. Sometimes go by myself. And it's like a flat, and then it goes down and up a hill a little bit, but it's a good walk.
Where's that one at?
Ooh.
It's in the city of Orange.
Okay. What's it
Yeah,
called?
I'll have to send
They
you
got
the
some.
address.
What's it
I had
called?
a place in Tennessee that I used to go to all the time, and it was just awesome. I would take the kids and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But down here in there's some places in Flagstaff too that I like to go to, or even Sedona.
Oh, they
Sedona.
got to see Sedona.
Nice.
Storm has.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they still have the sand dunes out here in El
Oh,
Segundo?
we need to do that with the little What are they called?
The sand dunes that you walk up the hill.
No,
It's-
I'm talking about the things where you go like this.
Oh, you're talking about the bike. I mean, like the exercise sand dunes that you walk that sand hill.
They
Do
have
they still
it.
have it?
They had it.
I
in
think they
El
still
Segundo.
have it.
I'm not sure.
Huh?
They had it in El
I think they
Segundo
still
before.
have it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's straight out. I think I think it's straight out Rosecrans. It's in Manhattan Beach or El Segundo or something like.
El
It's easy to.
Segundo, because I used to work
Okay.
down the street. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't been there. But it was there like 10, 15 years ago. I don't know.
But sand dune riding is a good idea. Michael and them went, and it was real reasonable. I don't know if you have information. I'll find out.
The bikes? Is that?
Yeah.
I want to do that. I think it's a couple $100 though.
I don't even think they spent that much. I'll find out from him.
Ask them because that'd be great for one of our episodes. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
that'd
I
be
know
really
they used to be $35
Are you?
on those, but that was a long time ago.
No, I
I'm gonna find out from him. Yeah.
100 now because I looked at it once because I would want to do it.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
A good hike is right near the San Andreas fault line. Still is Owens Valley. It's like there's like not too far past that is a gorgeous volcano. I know it's pretty active, but it might be okay now to walk into it. You have to go up there with a park ranger, but you go all the way down, all the way up into the volcano, and you actually get to walk around the volcano.
Where's that at?
Wow, that's cool.
That is a little past Owens Valley. It's about maybe a good. It's way past San Francisco. It's about sorry. It's about maybe a 5 to 8 hour drive.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. It's not close then.
That's a road trip.
It'd
Okay.
be like if you're going towards San Francisco area, and it's called Owens Valley. You just type it in, like a whole bunch of areas. The volcano's like maybe a few miles past that, but it's really gorgeous.
Yeah, we need to start traveling as a group together.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. I have a question, you guys. So do you guys prefer when someone breaks up with you, or do you prefer to break up with someone? It is horrible for me to break up with someone. It is like the hardest thing ever. What are your guys' opinions on that? Do you prefer someone to break up with you, or do you prefer to be the person who breaks up with them?
I've always had to break up with the people is because they're trying to think they're sly about cheating on me, and I already know they were. So I just like, no, it's done. I'm tired of your lies. I'm tired of your bull crap. I'm gone. Like,
What if they don't leave you alone?
You crazy.
oh, if they don't leave me alone, then I just get my my police officer buddies, my fire buddies, some of my buddies that just got out of jail. It's like, hey, no, they won't leave me alone, and they'll actually scare the person away.
You got some from the street and from the fucking police force.
Oh yeah.
So Don, Echo Maiden, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to be someone break up with you, or do you prefer to be the person who breaks up with them?
I prefer to be broken up with,
Yeah.
but I've already broken up in my mind
Okay.
before they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, no one likes to be broke up with, but God, it is really hard when you got to be the person to be like, look, I can't do this no more. I'm like, I can't do this. Or, it's so hard for me. I don't know. So I was just wondering what your guys' opinion. And Storm, we didn't get yours. Do you
I'm,
prefer?
I'm about like how Don is, how Echo Maiden is, where in my mind it's, it's there. It's just it's hard for me because I still always consider other people's feelings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
terrible.
it's hard for me to call it.
Yeah, it really is.
It is. I mean, if you can feel it, you just have to prepare yourself. And
Hmm.
even if it doesn't go that route, then, at least you have a choice still. You know what I mean? Like if you really sincerely want to try
Hmm.
and not, but always be prepared and always make sure that you are good with yourself
Hmm.
in the whole time,
Okay.
you know?
Hmm.
Shoot.
That's true. Be comfortable
Hard
with
one.
self.
Well, you can also see it as is you have to break up and then so say, this is how I imagine it too. Hey, you know what? I think you're a danger to my children, my babies. You're gone. So
Okay,
you're a danger to my grandkids. I don't want anything to do with you.
that's a good point.
That's how I sometimes see it as.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, it depends on what extent it is, but yeah, I see what you're going with that. Okay, and what else do we have to talk about, you guys? Anyone have a new subject?
Well, my one sister, she calls me every once in a while when she knows her boyfriend's been cheating on her for the last 3 years.
Uh huh.
And I've been trying to talk to her and convince her, why don't you just break up with him? She's like, I don't know how I could do it. He's cheating on me, but I hate being alone.
Oh
I'm
God.
like, oh God. It's like, you know what? You need to put your foot down. It took you 5 years before you broke up with the other one. This guy's abusive to her. She just, all she sees is he has good sex. Not that he's mistreating her, not that he's gotten other females pregnant. I say, hey, he might have sexual diseases,
Oh.
just going with all these different ones.
Uh-huh.
You need to break up with him. And all she does is say, I can't be alone.
Oh my God.
I'm
I
like,
think there's a lot of
it's like,
people that
yeah,
are scared to be alone, but damn.
yeah.
If he's abusive, we really got to get out that situation. And some people are willing to deal with the cheater. You know what I mean? So I mean,
Hmm.
um, at first I didn't understand why people do, but I think as I've gotten older, I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I see why some people might want to try to work through it. You know, I'm not saying I'm one of them.
You crazy.
Well, she's even seen on his Instagram account that he's been back and forth with this female. He's like, yeah, baby, we'll hook up later after I leave my girlfriend's house.
Oh my
And
God.
she reads it, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, you got to get tired of it. That's what you got to get sick and tired of the bullshit, and then I think you'll.
The thing is you really need to evaluate what person that you're even associating with. Because I wouldn't
barely
even
talk to
have
her.
friends like I wouldn't have any friends that were guys that were gloating about cheating or treating women bad.
Hmm. Exactly.
That way, if I did introduce somebody to my friends,
Hmm.
they would know right off the bat and they would tell me the truth about who I was with.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it really depends on how and who you surround yourself with. If you have a low vibration, then everybody around you is going to have a low vibration.
Yeah.
But I barely talk to her at all. It's like maybe once every 7 or 8 months that she call me when she's like really depressed. And then now I'm like, an ex-friend of mine, she keeps calling me and I have to hang up on her because she's always negative. I'm like, I don't need that.
No, I think she's saying not necessarily
Yeah.
you talking.
No, I know what she means by yeah.
She's
in general.
referring to well, in a way, your sister dealing with that type of dude, not you at all, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it just, you have to be consistent with who you surround yourself with. So if you're going to choose to be with a guy, then they're going to be like your friends. If your friends are cheaters and they gloat and they do stupid shit, then that's the kind of boyfriend you're going to have. If you have a high standard of a few friends that are really good friends, and they have, goals, and they are, developing and achieving and always trying to grow, then you're going to end up with a person like that.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah, she has maybe 4 really good friends, and the rest are like, no, just allow him to do whatever he wants to. You just don't leave him. You're nothing without him. You should just kill yourself. I'm like, don't do it.
God.
He's not worth it. They're not worth it. So,
Yeah, that really sucks that she's staying with him. But I think when you're younger too, a lot of people stayed with a lot of BS, but now they probably outgrow that stuff. Like you get tired of that stuff eventually. So hopefully she'll get sick and tired of it and just move on.
Well, she's 42 years old and she still hasn't learned yet. So,
no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess you could just keep talking to her and encouraging her to move on with her life. But I don't know. What advice do you guys have for her? For the sister?
I would definitely get some counseling.
Yeah, she sounds like she does.
That's why she calls me. She calls me her counselor.
Like, yeah, I guess.
But I mean, she needs an outside perspective, a professional outside perspective, and because that in itself of her wanting to enable her boyfriend like that and willing to tolerate that requires some help, like some medical help.
Oh God, yeah.
Because to me, that's self-destruction and abuse to yourself for allowing that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So do you guys have any like horror dating stories? Like have you went on some horrible dates lately or just in general?
Could you repeat the question?
Have you guys ever had any horror stories on when you went dating, like some horrible dates?
I have way too many.
No, I mean, I've always been very, I'm not a dating person. So I really don't. I mean, I had, a couple of times, but I just make the best of the date regardless and then be on my way. But then, I will let them know that it just, it's just not there. I don't want to keep, I don't want to keep you, in this like, oh, does she like me? Does she not like me? So, I mean, there have been quite a few people that have, can we go on another date or, this and that. And I'm like, no. Yeah. I think it's just really, you just really have to, when you go on that date, you just really have to pay attention and see how you feel. And then if you are compelled to go on another date, then that's a good sign. And if it's a bad date, then you just make the best of it. Don't be, all bitchy or ridiculous. Don't be extra. It's just a date,
Yeah, and I think we got to start putting ourselves into the mind of the other person, because sometimes women were mean to these men, but like, how would we feel if the dude treated us like that? So, yeah.
Right.
I've had people with dates that actually, this is like long time ago, that brought like flowers. I always told people, you bring flowers on a first date, it's done. I've had guys bring small boxes of condoms and put them in their pocket. Say, hey, here's a date. Oh, here's a gift for you. I'm like, okay, I'm gone. They literally say, these are condoms. You know what they're for? I'm like, that ain't going to work on me. I just walk away. Then they chase after me, and I've had people take their guns and actually literally shoot them at me because I wouldn't sleep with them.
Oh my God!
I'm like, I wasn't afraid. I was just like, I'm out of here. So I was like,
oh no, I haven't had
seriously.
We haven't had no one shoot a gun at us because we didn't go on a date with them. But I've heard stories like that where they pull out a gun on you, like if you won't talk to them. I've seen that like on TV and stuff.
The other day, yesterday, oh my gosh, I was at Circle K, and I had this new coat, and I really liked the coat, and I was dressed up. And this guy, he would not leave me alone. He kept asking me for a hug. He would not leave me alone. And I'm like, trying to be polite, trying to be like, no, back off. I'm not interested. Stay away from me. Finally, I mean, it was just embarrassing, and it was just like, this is not, I don't know what you're doing, but you're going to.
Oh, wow. So he's just attracted to you that much that he's like all up on you?
Yes, it was embarrassing. He was like, dang, you look good. Can I get a hug? And I'm like, no. And he's like, I bet you're a really great hugger. And I'm like,
God.
yeah.
No, you guys, I got a story. I was in Arizona and I don't know what I was doing. So I think I was at Circle K, and this dude, he's a small person. It's a small person. He's trying to get at me like, okay, that wasn't even the issue. He's cool, whatever, this and that. He goes on to tell me, like, you know what? You know what I'm saying, Dawn? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I was like, oh my God. That was a crazy situation. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I was at a party. And some guy was all drunk. I was at a rose party, and I swear one guy came at me like a caveman, and it's like, "Come on, let's go." And I'm like, "Go where? I'm not going anywhere. I don't even know who the hell you are." He's like, "Let's go." And they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm taking her." And I'm like, "You're not taking me anywhere."
Oh, wow.
That damn alcohol.
Like, oh hell no.
Blame it on the alcohol.
But then I had a good experience at another party though. He was like the cutest guy at the party. And, we were talking, and then my friend was like, "Hey, we gotta go," and so he was like, "All right." So we exchanged numbers. I get in the car, and we're about to drive off, and he chases the car, bangs on the car, and says, "Wait a minute, I forgot something." And he opened the door and he gave me a kiss.
Oh my God. Was this a long time ago or recently?
Wow.
This was a long time ago, but I'll never forget that.
Right.
That's some effort, or that's some drink. Or a combination of both.
Right.
He wasn't drinking.
I hope I never do that.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
It was early. It was early, but he was the cutest guy there.
You need to find that one. He put in some work on day one.
That part.
I haven't had all that. No one running after my car besides like our dog. I never had. We had a dog named Treasure who ran after.
I think I was in awe because I never knew that people do that. It was like, what? But it was fun. It was fun.
Do you guys ever go on blind?
We did hang out.
Do you guys go on blind dates?
No.
I hate whenever someone hooks me up with someone. I'm like, oh my God, he is not my style, or I'm not interested at all. And I tried to I'm like, okay, let me see who it is. And I'm like, hell no. Each and every single time, like anyone's ever tried to hook me up with someone that I didn't say like, okay, I want to talk to him. I do not like when someone hooks me up with someone.
Oh, Cassandra.
Yeah.
When you went dancing with me that night, the one guy, then I came back another time by myself, he's like, damn, where's that beautiful woman that was with you? Your one friend.
Oh, man.
Like, she ever comes out here, please, I want to see her.
Is he the one that has a woman?
No, this is one of the ones he actually does not drink. He's always usually the designated driver. He's such a sweetheart.
Oh.
And he's actually a really good dancer, but he actually has a really big thing for you.
Oh, well, that's nice to hear.
I'm going to go dancing Friday night. I haven't been for a while.
You're going this Friday?
Yeah, this Friday coming up.
That sounds fun. I'll be out of town, but That sounds like a lot of fun. Shoot.
If I see him again, I'll let him know that I already told you what he said.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Anything else that you guys want to talk about?
Trying to think.
I know people have been.
So what, like, what is your first red flag? Like,
God, there's so
what are red
many.
flags to you?
There's so many. I personally don't like a big drinker. But I met some guys that are like fun to drink with or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, like to hang out and party with. But if it's like on a regular, that to me is, I'm not really big on that. Because I don't drink that often. You know what I mean? Like I drink like on parties and stuff like that. So to me, if they're
Yeah.
drinking all the time, that's a red flag, in my opinion. I don't know what else. That's one of my main ones. If they belittle women, I hate that. If you belittle women, or if they get you drunk and try to push up on you, and you're nowhere interested in them, that is such a turn off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If they try to take advantage. What are some of your red flags, you guys?
I don't know if I have any.
Well, red flags for me is just basically if they come near, I have that negative vibe from them. It's just something like, hey, don't like the vibe on you. Or I know they in the relationship, but they come over and say, hey, I bought you a drink. Or if I'm out and about walking around, someone say, hey, how you doing again? We met. Everything just comes up as, you know what? Just a really bad feeling. It pops up like your heart leads you to the correct way. I'm like, no, that's my red flag warnings when my heart says no.
Oh, I know. If they have a record or a history of like being abusive or going in and out of jail, so those are red flags.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Those are some of the big, huge red flags. What else? Yeah, those are some main ones. Or if they're a womanizer too, like if you see them talking to a whole bunch of different women, you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that to me is kind of like a turn off too. I mean, I don't mind people having friends, but if like they're blatantly like talking to you and then trying to talk to some other women at the same time, like no, I'm not cool with that. That's a red flag.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Yep. So basically, that rules out all the men. Not just. It's like there's no one left after
I think
that.
my red flag, the only red flag that I have is if they couldn't carry a conversation with me. Like a legitimate, conversation, and they have to think before they speak, because if they don't, I don't want nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like,
You don't like them to think before they speak. Is that what you're saying?
no, I don't. No, the opposite. If they don't think before they speak,
Okay.
and they just talk out of their ass, I don't want nothing to do with them.
Okay, I got you.
Same here. Yeah.
Yeah. Storm, what are your red flags?
It's kind of some of what you guys been saying. I'm at a loss for words right now, so I'm just listening.
Okay.
I have some. I don't care to discuss anything much else right now.